woke up while nature was sound asleep, so I could marvel at its kingdom. I strolled through its lush gardens and saw every little wonder up close. Here, you can dance with giants, discover a feast for the eyes, and a feast for the appetite. Walls that hold heroes' stories told me of their bravery, while sacred places blessed my journey. I roamed places that stood the test of time, and others that were there since the beginning.
Every day, I wake up to a feast. Where I can sink my teeth into history. Or shock my taste buds with something new. It's here I learned the color of sweetness, expanded my pantry, and my appetite. Every next bite only leaves you hungry for more.
I just woke up from the time of my life. It started with a major throwback. Then I got to meet the big shots. I found a sweet spot between cultures and hung out with the artsy crowd. I even picked up a few things along the way. After that, things kicked into overdrive. It started with a whirlwind through the streets, an unforgettable eats, a celebration of flavor in every bite, and an epic new party at every turn. The best thing about it here, the good times are never over.
Hey, mabuhay! You're now boarding GPSTV. I'm Aya Fernandez, your online travel buddy. Join me again and again as we navigate through your favorite destinations, making sure, of course, to hashtag go safe, go travel, and don't forget to drink your water as we go basking today under the sun for that much needed vitamin D. Ako, medyo namumutla na rin ako eh. Kasi parang tagal ko nang di naaarawan. Tsaka di na ako nakapagbabad dyan sa by the shore. Ganyan, lagi lang by the kalye yung sunbathing natin eh, no? And right after natin mag-sunbathing dyan by the shore, let's go and splash some water onto our skin, di ba? Ang sarap balik ko ng mga ganyang moments. Here's to another adventure this episode, but drenched in the Philippine waters this time. Puro mga kasi 'di ba last episode, yung mga nakarang episode, puro mga land outdoor activities tayo, 'di ba? Hiking, 'di ba? Trekking. Pero ngayon, ang tatalakayan naman ay puro water sports. My favorite. But no bias, everything is fun. But today, it's so much fun with the ocean. Now, full house na naman tayo, guys. Ngayon, at siguradong maraming matututunan mula sa ating mga water sports experts na live ngayon mula sa iba't ibang lupalop ng Pilipinas. Iinggitin tayo. Di ko pa patatagalin pa, kaya tawagin na natin sila isa-isa. Our first guest is a scuba diving instructor at Professional Association of Diving Instructors, or PADI, who is also into windsurfing. He is Mr. Arlie A. Juarez.
Hello, good afternoon everyone. Thank you.
At iniinggit tayo dahil currently siya ngayon ay nasa Anilao. Hindi ba po, sir?
Anilaw po.
Alright. Our guest number two, he's a PADI course director, emergency first response instructor, trainer. Magpapatrain ako dito. Mr. Ivan Guzman.
Hello, thanks for having me.
Yes, thank you, sir, for being here. Our third guest, she is a scuba diver and weekend Anilao resident.
President.
Ay, Diyos ko, nakakainggit. Miss Petit Villasenor Jimenez.
Hello.
Hello, Miss Petit. Next guest, he is a windsurfing competitive champion and now coach na siya. Pwede kayo magpaturo sa kanya. Mr. German Paz. Hello, sir. All right. Next guest, di ba? This is our fifth guest. Guys, ang dami natin ngayon sa barkada natin. A representative from the Philippine Windsurfing Association, Mr. Paolo Marato.
Hi, it's good to be here. Hello, everybody.
Hello, Sir Paolo. Next, we have the president of Manila Surfers Association, Mr. TJ Cafuir.
Hello, hi guys.
Hello,
Nice to
hello,
be
hello.
here.
Yes. Nice to have you here also. Next, last but not the least, ang mag-ama. We will hear a lot from them. Mr. Bombet Ignacio and the youngest Pinoy jet ski champion, Anton Ignacio.
Hello, good afternoon po. Good
Hello,
afternoon.
thank you for having me.
Hello,
Thank you for having
Bombet
us.
and Anton. Thank you din
Thank
for
you.
being here. Si Anton kakatapos niya lang ng online classes and Sir Bombet naman ay nasa office bag. Yan tayo sa new normal. So again, hello everyone! Hello our
Hello.
dearest guests!
Hello. Hello.
Yan. So, para sa mga nanonood ngayon sa Facebook and YouTube, di ba? Tamang tutok lang tayo online para sa mga latest trends and updates kung saan na ba pwede maglakwatsa, saan na ba pwede bumiyahe. And, of course, dito sa GPS TV on Facebook and YouTube para malaman natin yung mga safety protocols, yung mga dapat gawin, yung kung ano nga ba yung mga tamang preparations, hindi lang sa safety and health, but also sa mga adventures na tatalakayan natin ngayong hapon. So, let me ask everyone here in our room, ang ating barkada, napakarami ngayon. How did you get into water sport? Who introduced the sport to you? Ba? Ang dami natin pag-uusapan, pero gusto lang muna namin tanungin yung pinagsimulan nyo. Sir Paolo.
Yeah, for me it was simple. I was looking for something different, and life in the city was so monotonous. And
Yeah.
a buddy of mine, who's actually a diver, who got into windsurfing, and he brought me along, and that's just my story. I fell in love with the sport, the community. I see a lot of my neighbors here in Anilao.
Yeah.
Hi, everybody. And yeah, so I started competing in club races, and just like any passion that you have, at some point you want to give back, right?
Mhm.
So I am now the acting secretary general of the association,
Nice.
and I also have some kids programs, grassroots programs in Anilao as well, and I work with yeah, with everybody here actually, with Miss Petite, with Arlie, and Coach German.
Yeah,
You know,
para
just
sa mga para
Coach. I haven't seen
oo.
Coach since December. We actually won gold in the last SEA Games
Wow,
together.
yes.
So, yeah.
Congratulations sa ating mga viewers right now. Gaya nga na na-mention ni Sir Paolo, segue lang. Parang ang mini reunion tong nangyayari kasi magkakakilala na rin yung guests natin. How about you, Miss Putit? How did you start into the water sport?
I had a very good friend who liked going to Anilao. So she asked me to come visit. And then she
Uh-huh.
introduced me to the national team during that time. And that was
Wow.
early in the 90s, 1991. So it's like close to 30 years ago. We're revealing our age here.
Yeah, hindi.
But
Age is just a number.
that
Age.
friend is Tin Ann.
Uh, all right.
So she introduced me to the Philippine team. They became like family to me. It was natural
Uh-huh.
for me to adapt to the sport. So I actually started out as a windsurfer. So I was windsurfing for 8 years. And then
Wow.
I took a break and then I took up scuba diving and got certified 15 years ago. So I've been diving since.
Wow, all right. How about you, Sir TJ? Paano po kayo nagsimula into water sport before you became the part of Manila Surfers Association, before you headed it?
Nag-start ako mag-surf 2010.
Okay.
But previously, syempre yung bata tayo, nagpupunta tayo sa beach,
Yeah.
and nakikita ko may surfing pala sa Pilipinas. And immediately sabi ko, I'll do that one day. For sure, mag-surfing ako. So
Wow.
yeah, I went to Baler the first time in 2010. Met a lot of people, yung mga locals.
Mm-mm.
Nag-surf instructor ako. So tinulak ako sa alon. So tumayo ako. Then fell in love ever since.
Nakakatuwang tignan na you've come very far, tapos ganun sa simpleng hiyaya lang pala kayo halos lahat nagsimula. How about you, Anton? Among all the water sports that you could have tried, why did you choose the sport that you are into? Ba't
Oh,
ka fall in love with jet skiing?
because it all started when we were just doing this for fun, and
Yeah.
then my dad saw this talent in me that was different, so he wanted me to race and join the competition.
Ah. Okay. So it just started talaga for fun lang, for fun
Yeah.
purposes. How about you, Sir Ivan? Before you became a trainer now, among all the water sports that you could have tried, I'm for sure marami rin kayong tinry. Why did you choose scuba diving?
I didn't. My dad chose it for me.
Oh.
I'm a second generation scuba instructor. My dad's my instructor. Yeah, well, after I tore my hamstring while playing soccer in college, he told me, walang pera dyan, hindi mo pwedeng maging career yan. Might as well become a scuba instructor. So, basically,
Ah.
that's that.
Interesting. Thank you for telling your story, Sir Ivan. Para sa mga may ganun, malamang marami ring nakaka-relate dyan. Anyway, kayo po, Sir Bombet. Paano na naman, bakit po among all water sports sa jet ski kayo na fall in love?
Well, we actually started back in '95,
Yeah.
when everyone was playing basketball and soccer and everything. So when we were in college, of course, my brother,
Mm-hmm.
or older brother actually, he was the one who bought a jet ski. But then he started to race, and I said I wanted to race as well.
Uh-huh.
And you know, it led to one tournament after the other until we represented the Philippines in the World Finals in Arizona. So, ganun lang, tumuloy na tumuloy. But of course, just like any other sport, when you grow older, there are new generation that comes in, so stronger and better than you. So we have to give it to the next generation
Yeah.
until we got back from the States. Then I saw Antonia while he was riding in our beach house in Mindoro. I told her mom, sabi ko parang malakas ang loob ng batang ko.
Oo.
Ba't di ko isali sa jet ski ko?
Nice.
So since this is the sport that I grew up with, I know the ins and outs of it. I know everyone. So why not introduce him to the sport? And fortunately, okay naman. Okay naman
Ang
naman.
ang ine-expect ko nga pong sagot ni Anton, nanggaling po sa inyo. Pero hindi naman pala, si Sir Ivan pa yung sumagot na galing sa tatay niyo yung sport. Thank you, Sir
Yeah,
Bombet, for
thank
that.
you.
Sir Arlie, gusto ko po kayong tanungin kung ano yung mga prerequisites since kayo lang sa lahat na nandito, yung nasa Anilao ngayon, although si Miss Putit, weekend resident siya sa Anilao. I'd like to ask what are the prerequisites bago ka pumunta sa waters or bago mag-practice ng water sports? Kailangan ba in-check ang surfboard, yung direction ng wind, may epekto ba po yun? Kailangan ba ano yung best time para ma-enjoy mo yung todo yung water sport experience? Yun, mga ganun po.
So yeah, good afternoon everyone. So sa windsurfing siguro, sinasabi namin na you need to be a swimmer and the basic thing na para pumunta ka dito ngayon, yung protocol ngayon ng LGU of Mabini, kasi it's open for everyone na naman, all the water sports. So you need to be swab test, PRC dapat within 27 hours. Tapos you have a booking with the resort or private house kasi before you entering to Mabini, merong checkpoint doon na just asking you to have the swab test. Ngayon, if you don't have, meron yata silang procedure doon na nagsa-swab test din sila doon within 30 minutes yung result yung pwede mong kunin.
Nice.
So mayroon it costs for about 1,200 pesos.
Rapid
I'm not
po
mistaken.
yun.
Parang swab test pero ibang paraan yata yung ginagawa na I don't know.
Okay.
The exact tapos
antigen.
yes. And then the protocol, you have the booking and then so windsurfing naman if you're beginners, you need to be started with a small sail. Yung maliit na layag, tapos the wind must be light wind lang para ma-feel mo muna. Parang in scuba diving, di ba? You start with introductory dive, in shallow water. So, yun po. Sa windsurfing, you need to be started. And then, you have an instructor. So, ginagawa namin sa windsurfing, kasi before I was teaching also, ginagawa namin, one-on-one yun para matuto mo ni estudyante. So, we need to briefing, what happened, gonna happen during the course, paano tingnan yung hangin, etc. So, sa scuba diving naman, you need to have the same also with all the tourists, the same procedure naman. Sa diving, yung scuba diving, if we do organize dives, so for example, the maximum ng boat is 10 people, so we can have only 5 people on one trip kasi bawal po yung mas marami. So 50% po nung load po ng boat po, yun po yung gagawin po namin. Yun po yung ilalagay po namin.
Okay. So, base po sa mga sinabi nyo, kailangan mag-negative ka.
Yes, negative ka dapat.
Weather, yung capacity, less pa rin than the usual. So, kapag mga groups of 10, medyo kailangan nilang iplano na sila-sila lang yung nandun sa lugar. Alright.
Yes,
Thank you, Sir Arlie.
Welcome po.
Coach German, magandang hapon po. Para po sa inyo, ano yung kahalagahan na merong mentorship, yung meron kang instructor pagdating sa water sport dito sa Pilipinas? Kasi yung iba baka gustong sumubok na lang agad, ganon. Ano po yung kahalagahan ng meron kang coach?
Actually para sa akin, ang kahalagahan ng isang like instructor or coaches, kung instructor ka, may nag-aaral, halimbawa, may nag-aaral ng windsurfing, tuturuan mo. Ang kahalagahan ng instructor ay yung safety ng nag-aaral. Kasi pagka walang instructor, pag pinasakay mo lang siya, automatically mananaano na yan. Maaari automatic yan. Hindi siya, minsan maaano na siya, i-rescuein. So pag hindi mo siya na-guide, kami rin yung mamumblima. Kami rin yung mamumblima. Kaya kailangan namin i-guide, na matuto siya, na hindi namin siya pahihirapan, para at least siya bumalik. I mean, magkaroon ng interes sa windsurfing, kumbaga.
Kasi yung iba, may iba ako naririnig, parang nag-YouTube tutorial, tapos tsaka sumusubok. Ano po yung masasabi niyo doon?
Yung mga ganong sistema is, di ako agree doon kasi kawawa kasi yung kawawa rin kasi yung estudyante eh. Siyempre, babayad yung mga yan, tapos hindi rin pala matututo, di naman siguro pabor sa kanila yung ganun.
Oo, tsaka maganda po yung actual talaga, no? Yung nandun ka na mismo, tapos meron kang instructor.
Yeah, kailangan ganun talaga.
Sige, thank you, Coach. Pero gusto ko naman tanungin yung mag-ama dito sa ating Zoom meeting. Sir Bombet, ano po yung kahalagahan ng mentorship sa water sports, especially sa jet skiing with Anton?
Well, actually, at first I was the one mentoring my son, no. But of course, with any other sport na ako alam ko rin yan because I used to play golf. I used to actually swerte nga siya because dati no, during my time I didn't have any coach, I didn't have any mentor. It was really self-taught. But afterwards, after I gave him the direction or the background or the foundation of jet skiing, I did involve and I did talk to my good friend who is the national champion in the Philippines, BJ Ang of Networks Jet Sport, to if he can coach Anton, and that was really a turning point that he taught Anton everything. Siyempre, nung panahon ko noong 95, ibang-iba na ngayon sa 2020. Ang strategy.
Kaya
Iba na.
kumbaga, importante pala yung meron din palang update pagdating sa foundation.
Yes, that's correct. But you see, my son always listens to me. Kasi, siyempre, kahit pa paano, nag-champion din naman tayo dito sa Philippines. So,
Nag-champion lang naman.
has been na. Pero, ano rin, and then sinamahan siya ng knowledge ni BJ Ang. So, that's the reason he got first place in
Better
Malaysia. And then,
And of course, because of his hard work and skills and talent.
yeah,
So,
definitely.
mamaya tatanungin naman natin si Anton. Thank you, Sir Bombet. How about you,
Thank
Sir
you.
Ivan and Miss Putit? As a student, ano naman for you yung kahalagahan ng mentorship in water sports?
It has its risks. So it's best that you start the course correctly so that you imbibe the proper behavior as a diver and you imbibe also the safety procedures that are important in taking scuba diving.
Yeah, true.
And I think more importantly, because it is a fun sport, when you take up scuba diving, it is best that you do not dive the next day if you are hungover. Because there's a lot of risks that come into play when you're not fully aware and you have to remember all the procedures before you actually go into the water. So it's best to start out right with the basics and then gradually level up to the next course, to the next level, to up your skills. But it's always important to start any sport, correct?
Yeah, true naman. To any sport nga. Pero noted po dun sa bawal mag-dive the following
Ay,
day.
madami niyan.
Kasi ang alam ko lang, bawal kang sumakay ng eroplano after diving. Kailangan at least 24 hours.
Yes.
Pero hindi ko alam na medyo discouraged na mag-dive right after, the day after. And
Yeah, not really. Basta you're not too wasted the previous
Okay.
night. Yeah.
Alright. How about you, Sir Ivan? Baka meron kayong memorable experiences that can explain the importance of mentorship.
Ako yata pinapatamaan ni Putit eh.
Na-hurt ka.
So,
Hindi Funny naman.
When you're signing up for any activity, when you get the services of an instructor or a coach, you're not just paying for the activity itself.
Yeah.
You're also paying for the individual experience of that specific coach or instructor. That's what makes it a bit expensive at times. Kasi mas in-depth yung knowledge na pwedeng impart sa'yo as a student, no instructor, and so on. With that, you learn more.
Yeah.
Just like what Pete said, you have to be prepared. And of course, if if the coach or instructor has more experiences, then they can definitely imbibe more knowledge and wisdom towards the student.
Hmm.
In terms of ano naman, what was your follow-up question? Sorry.
Well, kung meron kayong memorable experience as an instructor.
As an instructor, actually marami. Pero yung pinaka hindi ko makakalimutan, why I shifted from board shorts to neoprene shorts, was merong gumapang na remora sa loob ng shorts ko and then kinagat ako.
Ah! Ala!
Ala!
Palaman. Since 2017, tumisilip ako sa gitna ng bato. Tapos bigla na lang ni remora, ayun, kinagat ako.
But it didn't stop you from doing scuba diving, di ba? And from
Nadagdagan lang yung suot ko.
ano po? Yung suot nila.
Nadagdagan lang yung suot ko.
Sige, noted na rin yun sa mga nanonood dito. Huwag po kayong matatakot sa mga viewers, ha? Kasi it's just part of the fun, di ba? Sir Paolo, where do you usually practice your sport? Like, do you go to a particular place na nagiging safe space nyo na rin? Like, you have a favorite place or
Yeah, well, that would be Anilao for me. That's how I know most of my neighbors here. But I have gone to other places as far as Palawan, right? Singapore, a couple of times.
So in the Philippines, what are the best, let's say, mga top 3 sites for you na where you can practice your sport?
That would be Anilao, Anilao, and Anilao.
Eh,
Simple as that. Yeah.
Noted.
It's nice there because it's a bay. You know, you're protected.
Yeah.
Right? That's why we teach kids there.
Uh-huh. How about you, Sir TJ? I believe nasa Manila kayo ngayon. So, where do you practice your sport? Ganun ba kayong mga favorite spots?
For surfing, right now, wala. But I bike, I skate, and I do yoga.
But when you surf, meron
Okay.
mga favorite spots nyo?
Yes, definitely. Baler, La Union, Zambales. So medyo maraming surf spots dyan. And at a given condition, they can be perfect.
Ano yung favorite nyong isa? Meron ba kayong parang safe space?
Kasi goofy ako eh. So left-hander siya na by the cliff. Maganda yung surrounding and it's amazing. Beautiful, beautiful place.
Nice, Zambales. Nice. Sir Arlie, bukod sa Anilao, dahil nasa Anilao po kayo ngayon, ano po yung mga best sites para sa scuba diving?
Actually, marami sa Pilipinas kasi una-una nandyan yung Tubataha, Heritage Diving in the World. Pag may mga tao kasi iba-iba yung gusto nila sa pagdadive. Meron parang ako, makahinga lang ako sa ilalim, makakita lang ako ng isda kahit wala akong makita. Basta I do breathing in underwater, that's it. So meron tayong Tubataha, Heritage Diving in the World. Tapos meron tayong Apo Reef, Natural Park. So maganda din yun pag malalaking isda. Ngayon, mayroon pa tayong, marami yun, Negros, mayroon pa Dumaguete, if you want to see sa Malapascua, yung treasure shark na sinasabi.
Yeah.
So if you want to see manta or tiger shark, hammerhead, or big stock, Tubataha ka. 100% yun, mayroon yan doon. Now, kung gusto mo naman, we have Birdie Island Passage. This is the center of marine biodiversity in the world. It's very close to Anila. That's 2 hours from boats. Puerto Galera, mga 30 minutes. So, one of the place na talagang doon mo lang makita yung nakakaiba at kamangha-mangha ng mga yamang dagat or marine life. Doon lang sa area na yon. Na ngayon, Actually, the most favorite area para sa akin sa pagda-dive kasi hindi ako, kung ano makita ko, na-appreciate ko anilaw. Kasi yung anilaw parang nandyan na lahat.
Yes.
Minsan may nakikita ka ng malalaki, hindi naman regular, pero mayroon talagang if you're lucky during your dives. So anilaw is the best for me. Kasi
Yeah.
parang landscape yun, nandun na lahat. Parang if you want to take photography, mayroon dyan. Dinadayo ng iba't ibang tao sa buong mundo para to dive yung anilaw. So yun po.
Oo. Thank you. Thank you, Sir Arlie. In fact, fast share ko lang, dun ko nakuha yung certification ko sa pagda-dive sa Anilao, yung 4 na sites dyan. Anyway, ang dami nating kwentuhan, pero I have to cut it for a short break. Thank you so much sa mga waves, na mga answer nyo, ating mga dearest guests. It's truly an informative and enriching discussion ngayon pa lang, with the water sport experts. Huwag kayong alis. Make sure to like our Facebook page at GPSTV Official PH and subscribe to our YouTube channel. That is at GPSTV Official. Always have the premise to go out, but do hashtag go safe, go travel. We'll be right back in a bit. Mabuhay! Welcome back to GPS TV. Kasama niyo pa rin ako si Aya Fernandez, ang inyong online travel buddy. Today, we've talked about scuba diving in Anilao, Batangas, jet skiing, and the water surfing with the crew. Now, gusto ko tanungin si Anton. Anton, ayan, dahil ikaw ang pinakamatanda dito, gusto kong tanungin yung paano yung school training mo? Do you go out on weekends and do the sport on the weekend? Paano mo nababalance?
Um, for me, sports and school, I can both match both of them uh, um, cause I love both. I have time for sports cause
that's what makes me happy. Like to from a break from school, sports what keeps me happy and keeps me active.
So right now, do you go out on weekends? Do you still train right now?
We have online training, but not the usual face-to-face training.
Ah,
Yeah.
I mean,
Pero,
sa jet skiing?
Oh no, we don't. We go to the beach on the weekends for fun, but we don't really train anymore.
Okay, all right. Thank you, and more power to you. Ako, kasama ako, including the viewers here, abangan namin yung mga susunod mong journey and competitions. Thank you for bringing pride to the country. Um, Sir TJ, we know we have to be extra careful now when we go on these water adventures, diba? Lalo na sa surfing. What kind of training do you do in place of your sport?
I think yung best training is yung mental um, headspace mo when you do. Kasi when you do water sports, kasi land creatures tayo.
Yeah.
So pagtapak mo ng dagat, it's a whole new environment. And syempre, yung most hazardous is drowning. There's a lack of oxygen in the
Yeah.
water. So, mental health space in terms of being comfortable and yung breathing mo and consciousness. Yun. And, kasi katawan naman natin, it can flow with the water.
Mm-hmm.
So, yun lang, mental preparation.
Ang ganda nung yung sagot nyo na hindi, yes, the skill we need it, but it's also talaga mainly on the mind, on when you do surfing. Thank you. Thank you, Sir TJ. Coach German, ano po sa tingin niyo yung dapat na klase ng training na meron tayo para sa windsurfing or para sa sport na tinuturo ninyo?
Kasi ang team namin kasi, meron kaming priority athlete at saka ang mga grassroots program.
Mhm.
So sa priority athlete, nagkakaroon kami ng talagang focus kami. As of now, training namin, pandemic, pero nagkakaroon kami ng water session. So pre-water session pa rin kami para at least hindi maalis sa amin yung what you call this, yung power namin, yung lakas namin. So, kasi, importante kasi yun eh. Sa amin kasi, pag hindi ka naka-water session, pag nawala yung kalyo mo sa kamay, kahit kaanong kalakas mo, hindi mo rin mapipik yung lakas mo talaga lahat. Kasi, pag sumakit na yung kamay mo, wala na. Di na makukumpleto yung kwan mo, yung galing mo. Parang ganon. Pero pag sa grassroots naman, sa ngayon, wala pa kaming training kasi bawal pa lumabas eh.
Okay, okay.
Yun.
So wala pa pong
So,
balita kung kailan po magre-resume?
Wala pa eh. Pero, yun nga, kasi ayaw ko namang hilahin sila. Kasi mamaya magka-COVID sila, kasalanan ko pa. Pero normally pwede na. Kasi ayaw ko lang silang hilahin.
True. Pero coach, hindi po yan bad news. Kasi for me, if you agree to me and the viewers, for me, good news yun. Na hindi muna nagre-resume because of safety precautions. It is good news to me na we are taking it slowly, gradually, that we are serious about what is happening right now. At for sure, once na magbukas sila, coach, sure na tayo, kampante tayo na, kaya nila binuksan kasi sure na safe na. Kesa naman yung nagbukas nga sila, hindi naman natin alam kung ano. So thank you, coach. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Miss Petit, how do you think scuba diving can be a culturally and socially enriching experience for individuals, like for families, for a group of friends, since every weekend nasa Anilaw kayo?
Well, we try. We try every weekend.
All right.
I just like any other sport, anything that fosters camaraderie with family, with friends, with people from the same industry is a positive thing. And I think by nature kasi because it's out in the beach, where inherently when you're in that area, parang everyone's hair is down, your guard is down, you see the real person, and it's quite refreshing. And I think being in that zone, sharing it with people that you have common interests with family, there's a lot to learn from and enjoy. And that in itself already is a cultural thing because we're we're fun-loving people, diba? So we're sociable beings, and being enjoying nature at its best, especially in Batangas, contributes to that.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's aqua sports or any other sports, racket sports, grass sports, ball games, anything that you share with family, with people that you have common interest with, is something that is worth sharing and cultivating.
Yeah, I agree. And also, habang nagsasalita kayo, Miss Petit, na-realize ko, the Philippines has 7,641 islands.
Yeah.
So, parang kung
Really?
diba, yeah, kung Pilipino ka, tapos hindi ka mapagmahal sa katubigan, eh parang medyo weird ata, eh parang may disconnect,
Diba?
diba? So, thank you, Miss Petit.
Pati Pati
Go.
we're locals na, di ba? We're locals already and we don't get to maximize all those islands. Some foreigners even get to have that opportunity, but not most of us have that luxury. But being near the water and being locals ourselves gives us the chance to enjoy it whenever we can and to share it, of course.
Yeah, I always say this. I think almost every episode I say this. We live where you go vacation to. So, wag natin sayangin yung gano'n, di
Yes.
ba? Siguro
Milk it.
yeah, true. Siguro masyado na lang tayong saturated na kaya di na natin masyado na-appreciate. But at this episode, di ba, naririnig natin yung passion ng ating guests. How about you, Sir
Yeah.
Paolo? What do you think, how can windsurfing be a culturally and socially enriching experience?
Well, culturally, I think we are a people that is around water most of the time,
Yeah.
so it's something we can do easily. And socially, um, well, in my case, it's been a big part of my life. I came in late to the sport,
Really?
but
How
I've made I started maybe early 30s, and that's pretty late to have a career in windsurfing. But you know what they say about those who can't do teach, and that's how I ended up teaching kids, right?
Oh,
Right. So I was too late to be an athlete, but I teach kids. That's my way of giving back to the sport I love. So socially, I think if you're part of the community, you become one with the sport, one with the people. You build lots of friends, and I guess for me, it's just part of my life.
what are the types of people that you get to meet?
Oh, and windsurfing. You see, I am a Manila based. I'm
Okay.
Manila based, right? So I spend my weekends in Anilao. So I
Mm-hmm.
have two families, my family in the city and my my family in the water, right?
Oh.
So
So your office is held in Anilao.
well, because I am part of the association as the SecGen, I do help out the athletes. I
Mm-hmm.
do have a relationship with everybody in Anilao. I mean, I see Coach German here. I work with him a lot. I think most of you don't even know that Kuya Arlie was once part of the national team, right? So in
Um,
windsurfing, yes,
Yeah.
so he does
I
help me
am
out.
I'm actually not surprised, but kasi nandyan siya ngayon sa Anilao at ramdam na ramdam mo yung passion niya on sport eh. Pero wow, it is an honor to really have you here, Sir Arlie.
Yes.
Sir Ivan, I saw you nodding when Sir Paolo was sharing about, different types of people that he get to meet. How about you? Paano nyo sa tingin nyo scuba diving can be a culturally and socially enriching experience?
You get to meet people from all walks of life, especially when you're traveling.
Mm.
Uh, in Malaysia, I met my first bionic man. He's an amputee, single amputee. He had one leg, so his artificial leg could be turned into a sagwan, an oar.
Wow.
So that's how he fins. Yeah, for me, it also abolishes xenophobia or stereotypes when it comes to racism. You get to learn from other cultures just by having a simple conversation with them, on asking them what type of dive site they enjoy. Yun na, and then all aspects of their culture comes out.
Mm.
There are places just like in mostly in Malaysia and Indonesia, yung mga Muslim countries, um, separate yung changing areas nung Muslims and non-Muslims kasi yung iba hindi pwedeng makitaan ng balikat.
Ah.
And they dive with a burkini instead of rash guard and leggings.
Uh-huh.
But staying close to home dito, in 20, I think it was 2018, I was teaching a lot of Indians. For some reason, that year, I had students from 8 years old up to about their 40s na puro Indians. I learned a lot about their food.
Mm.
Scuba diving or any sport goes hand in hand with food.
Oo nga eh.
Diba?
Magugutom ka dapat after talaga.
Exactly.
Tapos
Ganon.
kung saan ka nag-surf, kung saan ka nag-scuba dive, kakainin mo yung local food nila doon. Napakasarap.
Yeah, so you get to learn from each other. That's what I like about it socially and culturally.
Yeah, thank you, Sir Ivan. Sir Bombet, dahil napapareminis na tayo dito pare-pareho, what is the most memorable experience nyo na have you with most especially that you had with Anton that you want to relive?
Well, this was actually our third leg on the jet ski nationals. No, because after last season, I did not intend to race anymore since I'm already retired and everything. But since sabi ng wife ko, and then, kaya mo pa naman eh, bakit hindi? So I started practicing, kami dalawa. And after that race, I said, that's it. It completed my jet ski racing career because we shared the podium. Both of us shared the podium. He became a champion in his class. I became a champion again in my class. And sabi nga nila, what a comeback. After 20 years, after 20 years, I was able to race again. So,
Anton, do you agree?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Wow.
so, okay naman. And then I got second place overall in the fastest slalom class. And then Anton got first place in his class on the slalom. So it was good. And then the podium finish, we were both first place. We were both champions. So
Wow. Kailan to?
it was fun experience. This was I think July of 2019.
Relatively recent lang pala.
Just last year on our third leg on the 2019 jet ski national tour. Doon nangyari.
Oh, thank you,
So
Sir
that was
Mom.
very very memorable, and especially with my son already. It was really that's the highlight of my career in jet skiing. After that, he can get the stage already. I'm good. I'm good with it.
Oh. Sige,
Yeah.
para sa mga father and son, father-daughter, mother-daughter, mother-son dyan. Ako, parang nainggit tuloy ako. Sana yung nanay at tatay ko rin mahilig sa water sport. Thank you, Sir Bombet and Anton.
Thank you.
Sir TJ, you mentioned kanina na yung surfing ay parang a sweet escape niyo siya from work. Na-mention niyo yun kanina. But in relation to that, how do you think your sports, specifically surfing, can help in the betterment of one's well-being?
Just to be in the midst of nature. Parang it's a very spiritual experience. Um, and it helped me personally to better well, to shed off the things that I was doing before, for example, yung partying, and drinking, and smoking. So medyo nabawasan ko lahat yun. And also yung spiritual, yung perspective mo about life, medyo nag-expand. And yun, just to be in the ocean. Sarap i-explain, sarap pag-usapan, but it's better to just be in that moment. Di ba? Kanya kasi interpretations yan eh. So,
yeah. Kasi Sir TJ, di ba usually kapag ang surfing, lalo na adrenaline yan. Hindi yan, parang to me, in my perspective, I haven't tried surfing actually. It seems so fast. It feels so, on the game. Pero it's amazing to hear na it's calming. It's spiritually enriching.
Lahat eh. Parang, it's a mix of everything. Mabagal siya minsan, ang bilis siya minsan. Parang, nangyari pala yan. May time naman na parang, wow, time stands still.
Yeah.
So, ito lang siguro kung ano man siya, after you experience that moment, kung ano yung effect niya sa'yo, it's something beautiful.
Nice. Thank you, Sir TJ. For sure, after nito, itatry ko na po talaga ang surfing.
Dagat na tayo. Sorry mag-dive. I haven't tried diving. So, saka yung mga names pala dito, medyo mga lodi dito mga to eh. So,
oo nga po eh. Personally,
I hope to meet you guys.
ako sa inyong lahat.
Oo nga, sila.
Ayan, nakita ko po nag-thumbs up si Sir Ivan. So, ibig sabihin yan, mamili na lang po kayo ng coach ninyo. Ayan nagka-thumbs up siya ngayon. So,
Actually, Arya, you should try jet skiing. We lack female riders in our sport, so you should try jet skiing.
Alright. Sure. 4, 5, sure. Sir Paolo, since we are talking about mga reminiscing moments, it's very memorable to be in the water. Do you like capturing the beauty underwater, like through photography, or do you tend to have a solace experience na lang?
See, that's the thing. I don't really know how to work a camera.
Okay.
So I rely on a lot of other people to do it for me. But I know Anila was one of the best places.
Yeah.
To do underwater photography.
Dahil na-mention nyo ang Anilao, Sir Arlie, kapag po ba kayo nag-scuba diving, ganyan, gusto nyo ba po yun na nag-photography kayo or talagang in the moment kayo? Or both?
Depende po eh. So, meron minsan dito sa area namin, sa basura, it's very well ng basura kasi ito yung, nung araw pa, the story of this, ito yung tinatapunan ng mga tao ng basura. And then, yun ngayon, yung mga basura na yun, tinitirhan at iniitlogan ng different species. Nakraming from deep water, tapos deliver eggs on the shallow water para mapisa yung oras, tapos alis na naman sila. Kasi we try to clean up during the coastal clean-up day. After the clean-up, nawala silang lahat. Parang, uy, ba't nawala? Kaya pala doon sila tumitira. So every time we go down, kailangan may student kami or fun divers, supposed to be not allowed to bring cameras according to diving rules. Oo. Pero, bawal, bawal talaga yan eh. Pero ako madalas nagdadala ako kasi yung tao gustong-gusto nilang may souvenirs with a picture with the turtles, or anything else, may video sa school of fish. Ayun. So gusto nila mayroon na, I went diving to Anelo, we see this one, so mga ganon. So doon sila na-excite actually.
Nice.
So that's why I love also underwater photography. I do also. So minsan pa nagda-dive kami ni Luis kasi si Luis kasi JC, they love underwater photography. So ginagawa ko para may picture sila ngayon yung subject ko habang kinukuhanan nila yung mga subject underwater.
Mga lodi talaga no? Alam ko sa diving talaga, usually 2-in-1 yan eh. Coach na, photographer pa. Tama ba po? Diba? Pero dito in the Zoom meeting, sino dito yung who likes taking photos in water sports? Sino dito? Show of hands. Sir Ivan, Anto, almost everyone. Paano nyo po nababalance yung being in the moment? Tapos, taking photos. Sir TJ.
Well, GoPro. Suot mo lang siya.
Okay. How about you, Anton? Anton, GoPro din?
Um, I like being in the moment, but of course, like when that moment's done already, I like to look back at it and still remember that day.
Yes.
Take a picture.
So, yeah, so GoPro din yung gamit mo?
Phone.
Phone! Alright, that's me also. How about you, Sir Bombet?
Actually, lugi ako eh. Ako lang lagi taga-video, wala ako sa video. I,
Aya,
I just take
ayaan
the
yun
videos.
yan.
My
Dad
my
mode.
wife and my son, so that's it. Pero ako wala.
Yaan yun na, son yun naman yan eh.
Yeah. Kaya ako
Pagbigyan.
may ganun.
Pagbigyan. Anyway,
Yes.
what are the recreational courses and programs that you offer now? This is I'm asking the whole team. So anyone can start. Ano yung mga
Well, sa amin, wala eh. We don't, we, we practice on our own. So,
Okay.
sa amin talaga.
Yeah.
But of course, we encourage people to join the association,
Mm.
to make the sport bigger, to have more delegates in the overseas competition because overseas competition right now is getting bigger
Yeah.
every year. So we encourage people to join the jet ski. You know, our country is an island country. Therefore, napakaraming magagaling sa water sport dito.
Sure.
So, but actually, as a matter of fact, we have a lot of good riders in Mindanao. The Visayas Association, Jet Ski Association, has very good riders. Cebu, Jensen, Davao, to name a few. They are very, very good riders.
Yeah. So
So
Sir Bombet, where can we check out your group in social media
we,
ba? You have a website?
yeah, we have a social media account which is the JSAP, JSAP, that's Jet Ski Association of the Philippines. They can, we post our races there.
Mm-hmm.
We post our fun runs there.
All right.
Um, Yun. And syempre, right now, like next year, the Philippines might join the Asian Beach Games in China.
All
So
right.
we will be getting we will be drafting 8 riders from our country, to represent the Philippines
All right.
on April, and then on
Exciting. April next year.
yeah,
All
April
right.
next year, and then on October comes the World Finals in Lake Havasu, Arizona, which we will be putting riders also from the Philippines.
Aabangan po namin yan. Again, guys,
Yeah.
check their page out. Coach German, andyan ba po kayo? Coach German, ano po yung mga recreational courses and programs na ino-offer nyo ngayon? Tsaka kung meron ba po kayong safety protocols na implemented?
Program namin is, yeah, si Sek, alam niya yan. Yung grassroots program namin kasi nauubos yung atleta namin, so kailangan ko mag-develop ng new generation.
Mm-hmm.
So, normally, nag-i-start naman ako dito sa barangay namin para yung local dito sa amin, ginagawa ko ng paraan sila para at least sila ay makuha ko lang yung intention nila para maka makuha nila yung gusto nila. Kung gusto nila mag-windsurf, parang ganon. Kasi hindi ko naman sila actually kinukuha ka agad. Gusto ko lang makuha nila na magustuhan nila yung sports. Yun.
Kasi yung once na magustuhan mo na, doon na nagsisimula yung lahat eh, no, Coach?
Yeah, oo,
Yeah.
ganun na nga.
Yeah, salamat, Coach. Miss
Okay.
Petit, what can you advise sa mga beginners, sa mga viewers natin ngayon who want to try the sport in the new normal of traveling?
Sila.
Well, I think scuba diving is one of the sports that can actually allow for social distancing, so it's pretty safe. Um, it's a good way also to get back and embrace the outdoors. Everyone needs the vitamin D after all this 7 months lockdown. Um, but before you do take it up, just make sure that you're mentally and physically prepared because it's actually a very strenuous sport also. So it won't be advisable to take it up if you're not healthy or you have certain fears about taking on the deep.
Yes.
So it needs a bit of preparation mentally. Also. But definitely, it's a very enjoyable sport. You can share it with a lot of people. It's the best way to enjoy the country. And if you're going to go back to the outdoors, this is the way to do it.
Yes.
Because admittedly, being near the sea is rejuvenating. It's the best way
Yes.
to be alive again.
Parang reborn ka after.
Oo, sobra. It's the
How about
best way to
you?
recharge.
Yeah. How about you, Sir Paulo?
The best way to
Advice sa mga beginners to try out the sport and the new normal of traveling.
oh well, unfortunately for windsurfing, we're gonna have to wait. No,
Mm-hmm.
so, yeah, but I do want to say is while I have everybody here, know I noticed we have DJ and Ivan, and from diving and surfing. One of the things I wanted to discuss is you see in windsurfing it's a seasonal sport for us,
Okay.
right? And I don't know if it's the same for surfing. There are better conditions, right? More ideal conditions in the year.
Yes, there are. There are seasons.
Right? And
But
I think that's sometime between September onwards, right?
Damihan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mihan, the
So
wind.
if in windsurfing, what are the best months?
The Amihan months are the best actually
Okay.
for us. And I wanted to discuss it because you said when is the best time to learn. So if you're a beginner, I think Amihan is more ideal for you. Diving, I think, is something you can do all year round, if I'm not mistaken.
Hmm. Sir Ivan, may alam kasi ako pero I think it's best to come from you. The best time for surfing, ay for diving.
As long as there's no typhoon, you can jump from one side to the other of the peninsula because Mabini is in the Kalumpang Peninsula. So when it's Habagat, you move to the western end. If it's Amihan, you stay on the eastern side of the peninsula. Para
Okay.
pwede mag-dive. Hindi
At saka,
pwedeng, I mean, there's always a solution to the weather, to the waves, as long as there's no typhoon.
Sir Ivan, correct me if I'm wrong, pati yung visibility ng tubig, it also depends on the month.
It's also affected by the weather, and yes, it also depends on what time of the year you're diving. The best visibility that you have in Anilao, pati kailan ba tayo nag-dive na maganda yung day? Summer yun, no? March till
Start of the
around
year, first quarter. Yeah. Usually,
Mm-hmm.
height of summer, first 6 months. Because Amihan starts around end November, December.
when the
So,
water
first
starts getting cold naman
clear.
ng December, 'di ba? December, January,
It's
the
freezing.
winter na ulit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Sige, noted po yan. And lastly, Sir TJ, for surfing, what are the best months?
Best months. Kasi yung waves, galing siya sa swell eh. Yung swell galing siya sa mga typhoons na nasa dagat. So, minsan, weird, summer usually flat. But
Okay.
sometimes, may swell na darating. So, whoa.
Okay.
But the best ones for me are north swells, galing Pacific, iikot siya sa taas ng Luzon. Tapos gagana yung Baler, gagana yung La Union.
Yeah.
And La Union yung pinakamaganda sa lahat for me during October, November, December, January, until
Okay.
Feb.
It's very interesting as you get to know these parts. You also get to increase your knowledge on geography. You get to be more interested in the weather, on the surroundings, on the culture. So thank you so much to everyone. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat na nagbigay ng inyong knowledge, experience, expertise sa kanya-kanilang mga sports. Maraming salamat
Thank you
po.
so much for
Thank
having
Alright,
you.
me.
nice meeting you
Thank you.
guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mabuhay
Thank
po
you guys.
kayong lahat. Maraming salamat. Thank you everyone to join on the conversation. Talagang value-adding experience for us. And of course, on Facebook and YouTube. Kung meron kayong mga tanong, feel free to message them, check out their pages, their social media pages, and why don't you join their associations as well? So anyway, thank you also Hotels Sales and Marketing Association, the Department of Tourism, and the Tourism Promotions Board. Ayan. Sana marami kayong natutunan, tayo kayong mga nakikinig ngayon sa Facebook and YouTube, at nalaman tungkol sa safe and mindful traveling. Always plan your trips and consider the health situation of your family, your resources, and the location you are going to. Syempre, on top yan of strict medical protocol so that everyone can safely enjoy, including the rest of the people around you. Talagang maipapakita natin ang bayanihan sa pamamagitan ng pagiging mapagmatyag na manlalakbay. Huwag tayo magiging turista sa sarili nating bayan. Always remember that for everyone to enjoy a worry-free travel experience. Diba? Ika nga, na-mention yun ni Sir TJ. Diba? That's for your well-being. Kaya, dapat mauna talaga ang safety. We first have to hashtag go safe before we go travel. Hashtag go safe, go travel. Until the next flight, this has been your online travel buddy, Aya Fernandez. Watch out for more episodes and see you again only here on GPS TV. Go Philippines! Soar high! Mabuhay everyone!